and this is my dog Whippet. We're from Winnetka. Get it, girl. You're watching LA City View, channel 35. This is our city and our channel.
Morning, everyone. Welcome. Today is Tuesday, March 27th, 2018. This is a regular meeting of the Los Angeles Board of Police Commissioners. Madam Secretary, please call the roll after I give a shout out to everyone who participated at all in the march on Saturday, wherever and whenever. It was really wonderful. Madam Secretary.
Good morning. Let the record reflect Commissioners Sobroff, McLean Hill, and Goldsmith are present, and we have a quorum. Number 1 on the agenda, public comment. We have 8 comment cards.
Well, there's a delay out there, so there's a lot of... Well, there was a delay.
Well, but there isn't now.
Let me just say that people haven't had time to fill out all their comment cards.
Is there anybody here that wants to fill out a comment card? Okay, so now we're good. Thank you.
The first 3 speakers, Mr. Herman.
Okay, we got it. We got it. Bring it up. Let's go.
Mr. Herman. Followed by Melina Abdullah and Alexis Keys.
Okay, here we go.
So we all have a complaint this morning. We all participated in the march. However, we the people have a right under the Second Amendment constitutionally. However, incidentally, my point of comment here is referring to United States Government Code 14141. And I say to you, commissioners, retaliation and threats by our course of action of verbally criticizing your implementations of rules, policy, and procedures, how ineffectively they are, is why we're here every day. We have a billionaire developer there, don't know shit about community service or social skills on social services, and you pass out this ridiculous goddamn mental health resource guide for the children or for us. I think Steve Sobroff needs to go back to his training on mental health and reevaluate himself. And so as I point out on case reference 117 CV 00099 JKB, for the record, Mr. Inspector General, Mr. Smith, I want you to recognize this case in court dealing with discrimination, police force having adverse discriminatory objectives. And what are they? Well, we're going to talk about them today. You're going to hear it from your constituents, stakeholders, real people, Black Lives Matter people. We're here to discuss the issues you neglect to follow and listen. And for that reason, don't stand back and hold your ears, because criticism comes with a price. 54,950 to 54,963.
Next speaker, please.
Section
Melina Abdullah.
141. Thank you.
So we're all here today because on March 27th, 2016, Waukesha Wilson was murdered in LAPD Metro Detention Center. This body here was complicit in that murder. This body here continues to hide 22 minutes of missing surveillance video. This body here continues to act like it's possible for somebody to hang themselves from a phone booth that sits less than 2 feet off the floor with a cord that's less than 11 inches long. This body here acts like it's possible to hang oneself and then move from the wall where they supposedly hung themselves to the center of the floor after you've died. This body here acts like it's okay that it took 3 days for LAPD to admit to the family that their child was dead, to admit to Lisa Hines that her child was dead. This body here acts like it's okay that that mother sat in a courtroom all day long waiting for her daughter to show up when her daughter had already passed. And not one of you has said you're sorry. Not one of you will utter the name Waukesha Wilson. Not one of you has given your hearts to Lisa Hines or Sheila Hines, and you continue to play games. You continue to play games by doing things like making public comment the only item and the first item on the agenda so that people don't have time to get here to express their sorrow and to express their grief and to express their outrage at the murder of the 36-year-old mother, daughter, niece, Waukesha Wilson. So we're here for each other because we know you don't give a damn, but history will show you who you are. History will show the world who you are. You either stand on the side of the people or you stand on the side of the murderers. We are here to
Alexis Keys.
say your name.
Waukesha Wilson.
Say your name.
Waukesha Wilson.
Say your name.
Waukesha Wilson.
The next speaker, Alexis Keys.
Hi.
Morning.
I just want to say it's fucked up that we get fucking 2 minutes to speak and y'all can choose however long you want to release a concocted statement and then have as long as you want to change whatever story so that it looks like you didn't kill people. I think I have 2 minutes to explain to you what the fuck is wrong with your entire establishment, even though you know that, and you can go back in a closed room and decide, okay, we're gonna say this and we have 3 days to do this, or we can come out with this in a year and blah blah blah, and I have fucking 2 minutes. I think that's unfair, and I want to just say each of you can go fuck yourself. And I know the two of you on the end is acting bored and you're not fucking listening to me, but you should fucking listen to me because y'all don't listen to us ever. Like, look, do you want to look at me in my face? Okay, great. Well, fuck you. That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
The next speaker, Wayne Spindler, not present. Paula Miner, followed by Hamid Khan.
That's your last warning?
I'm not a kid, I'm not a kindergarten.
What's your last warning?
What was the first?
What exactly?
Go ahead.
I'm not 12, Steve. This is not.
You all know that today is the second year, and I don't want to say anniversary, I don't want to say commemoration, but 2 years ago today, on March 27th, Waukesha Wilson was murdered in the LAPD detention center. It was a murder because if an individual, not just Waukesha Wilson, is in the custody of the LAPD or any other jurisdiction that has taken her, that is aware of whatever she needs and allows her to die, that is murder. That is neglect. And everyone knows that. It's shameful. We sat with the family and looked at the final police report, our report from the detention center that they were given. We followed the timeline. They gave that information. Names were redacted, but the information was there. The report clearly said there are 22 minutes of time from on the day she died missing from this report. There's no explanation. Nothing says the system broke down. Nothing says it was turned off. It just says you don't get an accounting for that 22 minutes. Again, this shows how just horribly flawed this system is, how full of lies and deceit. And you sit up there and you send out things and say, the community needs to trust us. We are trying to develop trust. It's your fault that you don't like us. No, it is these kinds of actions that occur over and over again in all kinds of situations that destroys the trust, destroys the hope, and lets us understand how horrible it is, and the commission is very much complicit in this.
Hamid Khan, followed by Adam Smith and Eugene.
So I don't know if Soboroff was going to start this morning's meeting by taking a moment about the March for Life that happened this weekend, but he's never taken a pause with the marches for lives that we've been having here for years after years after years. You know? The March for Life to bring attention and the complicity of this body in the massive murders that continue to happen. We're talking about Waukesha Wilson today. And we were talking about Jesse Romero. We're talking about Eric Rivera. And these names go on and on and on. And it's not only that we have March for Life by talking about the murders that they have had. We've talked to them about the tools that they use, the programs that they have, the tactics that they have. People over here on the left, the new Inspector General, Michael Moore, who may be the new LAPD chief, they all know very well that what happens on the street. These tactics have been discredited. Broken windows policing has been discredited. Suspicious activity reporting has been discredited. The courts are coming out against gang injunctions. Today, there's this new report about Palantir in Cambridge Analytica that was used about the politics or the elections. But they continue to use these tools which cause, and that is what we talk about, that is the trajectory before the bullet hits the body. But we're not going to stop marching. We're not going to stop talking. We're not going to stop organizing. We're not going to stop exposing their conspiracy, their lies, their murders, and their deceit. And you will see that we will dismantle this police. We will abolish this department, and we will dismantle it because we, the people, need to reclaim our space. We need to reclaim our power, and we need to reclaim our resources, and we will do that. Thank you.
Adam Smith.
Mr. Smith.
There's a lot less police in the room than there was last week. It's funny how that changes from week to week. One week we'll have 40 surrounding the small group of community members that are actually able to come out, and then in another week there's only a few. But consistency is not really a thing, or maybe it is. Just trying to figure out more of like what you all represent. You know, I see the Weingart Foundation and I see the Liberty Hill and all of these foundations that y'all work for or run that do good works in the community. And then everything that you do here in this room counteracts that. Like all the violence that everyone from the community that comes out every week talks about. You know, Waukesha Wilson today. You all spend so much time saying, oh, we took so much time in writing this program, or took so much time in writing the drone policy or the body cam policy. And it's like self-congratulatory when you're really just, taking more time and resources away from the community to enable violence, to enable racism. And, I said it last week, you wash the blood off your hands with words like community policing.
Thank you, sir.
The next speaker, Eugene, followed by Gina Viola.
So, my question is, when you guys are going to decide to be accountable to the people? When are you guys going to start actually listening to the people who come out here and essentially help you guys do your jobs? LA CAN comes here every single week, and BLM comes here every single week, and other activists come here every single week and present statistics to you and present that your policies are not working and are presenting murders and corruption and all of these various cases, and it is your job to listen to us and then act accordingly. And yet you guys won't even look at anyone who has gone up to speak today. Soboroff has been looking at the crowd, looking for people to essentially kick out of the meeting rather than actually listening to any of the speakers who have gone up to present very pertinent, important information, and yet he doesn't care. And it seems like none of you actually care to do your jobs. I mean, even the optics of this don't seem right. You're supposed to represent us, and yet the LAPD commissioner is sitting there with you. You're supposed to grill him every single week and present information or represent us. That's what you guys are supposed to do. That is your job. That is what you've gone up to do. That is what you've taken, I would imagine, a pledge or an oath to represent the demands of the people, and yet you guys don't seem interested in that. You, Sobroff, are more interested in kicking out people who are out here trying to help you do your job, and it just sort of shows that you don't give a shit. And that is really tragic, because there will be a time to pay for all of this injustice. You can't keep allowing people to get murdered and being robbed and just being exploited and not doing anything about it. There will be a price to pay eventually for allowing all of this to go unchecked and without any sort of justice that should be there. So it's really unfortunate. Just something as basic as, you know, making this meeting as accessible
Thank you, sir.
to the public is.
The next three speakers, Gina Viola, Jasmine Richards Abdullah, and Kayo Tsumi.
We're here today to speak for Waukesha Wilson. Yes. Waukesha Wilson. Last week's meeting, you spoke about body cameras and transparency, and I'm sure there were lots of consultants paid to weigh in on the policy to release footage. Where is Waukesha Wilson's 22 minutes of missing footage? It is 2 years. Do you really think we believe that you're going to release footage from police officers within 90 days? It's been 2 years. Where are those 22 minutes? This board has an opportunity to do something. Do something. I want to further what Eugene said. How is this an oversight board when the police chief sits with you? The police chief should be sitting before you if you are a true oversight board. How does that work? Every week you are in closed session to discuss officer-involved shootings. Stop calling them that. Police shoots civilian. That is how it needs to be printed everywhere. That is so the public will start paying attention. You say officer-involved shooting, they think an officer got shot. That's why there aren't 500 people here every week. Stop calling it that. Police shoots civilian. You spoke about the march on Saturday, Soboroff. The march on Saturday was about gun violence. What are you doing about the gun violence by police in this city towards black and brown people? That's right. What are you doing about it? I see you doing nothing about it. I see you going into closed session. I see you kicking people out of a room. That's what I see week after week after week. You have an opportunity to lead the way. Philadelphia is about to leave us behind in that matter. Where is LA? Where is LA stepping up and doing something? Lead the way.
Jasmine Richards Abdullah.
Hey, truth be told, I hate you motherfuckers. I'm only here because Miss Hines. I'm only here because of Miss Sheila, okay? I'm not here to ask you guys to do better because I know you will never do better. I can see it in your spirit and in your soul. You will never, ever do better. But what I will say to you is that I went to Waukesha's funeral. I seen her in that casket. I see her family now. I know that her son misses his mother. And I know that you motherfuckers are responsible for it. So I'm not going to convey to you, I'm not going to appease to your any type of morale, because I know you don't have any. But just know that my God is a vengeful God. And my God is a wrathful God, right? And so, bro, if you will meet your maker, right? Because we know Waukesha was not suicidal. We know that they called her mother 3 days later. That's a mom. You're a black mother. You are a black mom. You are a black mother. You are a black mom. You. How would you feel if that was your baby? Your baby said she coming home. I'll see you later. And then you get no more calls. Y'all don't know that they feel suicidal. They feel homicidal. They feel all type of shit. Her mama, her auntie. Y'all don't know what y'all did to that family. You don't care neither, but you're going to pay. You're going to pay, you're going to get diabetes, you're going to get hypertension. Steve, you're going to die a fucked up death. You're going to die a real fucked up death, Steve. And I know that the only person that can do anything right now is really Jackie Lacey, so we're going after that bitch too. But listen, you got a job to do. You know what's going on with these people. You know what this system is about. Do your job. Waukesha matters. She needs justice, or she's not resting right now. So I'm telling you this, right? Waukesha life matters, dude. And fuck y'all. Fuck this system. Fuck you, Steve.
Next, please.
Kayutsimi, please.
I'm not moving, Steve. I hate you. I fucking really hate you, bro.
It's not present. Helen Jones.
Like, look at my eyes. Like, I really hate you, bro. You evil. Don't touch me, I'm moving.
She can leave the meeting.
Shut up. You can't get that wrinkle out your head. Shut up. Shut up. I hate you. That's somebody.
Next speaker or no?
Helen Jones, followed by
Are you coming up,
Sheila
or we
Hines?
just go to closed session?
Feel the pain.
Is Helen Jones here?
Next, then.
Sheila Hines.
Sheila feels the pain.
Keep going.
Sir, there's a card.
The last one.
No. Kayutsumi.
I hate you, Steve.
Well, you heard from Melina Abdullah and Pauline, and you did nothing about it, and you knew about it, and you did nothing about it. This is racism, totally. The racist decision that this police commission and the police chief, all the brass of the LAPD made, put you in the category of white nationalism, racism, white supremacy racism, that the fascist MF Donald Trump, he wants to get rid of people of color from this country. And you people are following in his footsteps. And Mr. Soboroff, you so-called, with your so-called facade of respectability, you know, you're against poor people, especially poor people of color. You know, because what are you, a millionaire or a billionaire? And you look down on poor people who are just as human, probably more so than you, sitting way up on your high throne, making decisions, racist decisions. You know, so I don't, as long as this police commission is here and they keep up their same policy, ain't no different who the police chief is. And the police chief in the history of LAPD has not shown any improvement in the relationship to poor black and brown people.
The next speaker, please, sir, followed by Christina Lear.
To all your ranking police department, it's racist. The orders you give to them is racist.
Next.
Fucking racist.
That's 5 more.
5 more, okay, go ahead.
Good day. We want to see the 22 minutes. We need to know the whole story. Well, we know it, but we need that to be public information for the community. There's no way for us to honor our role as civilians without you guys playing your part. So please share that. Peace and justice need truth. State-sanctioned violence is not new. Black lives need all lives to protect from some of this dirty blue work that happens. Enough is enough. No more wars on the poor, no more wars on drugs, no more wars. Show more love. No more wars, show more love. Let's make every space great. Every space great, not just America, not just Calabasas, every space great, with honor, commitment and loyalty, with compassion, with empathy. Thank you for giving eye contact, because as I teach my kids in the classroom, as I walk on the bus, we talk to young people and say, respect each other, have a communication. But if you won't do that, if they can't learn that, if we can't see that, then it's not gonna happen. We all can do better. You can do better. I can do better. We all can do better. Waukesha Wilson, Waukesha Presente. Waukesha lives in all of us. And I hope that you will come alive in you and do the work, share the truth. Peace and justice need truth. There's not gonna be reconciliation without truth, guys. And we want reconciliation, right? Right?
Thank you.
Black Lives Matter. All lives matter. Black Lives Matter.
Christina Lear, followed by Jeremy Tramer.
I don't really know what else I can say that hasn't already been asked for. But I don't understand how much longer this can go on. And I was a bit stunned when you said you wanted to acknowledge everybody who marched on Saturday. When you look at the people that are in this room and how much it just felt like a pass off of, look at the people who fill this room every week and what they're asking for and the lack of acknowledgement. Like Eric Rivera's mother says, we meet outside of Jackie Lacey's office every week because we're here because of your actions, and nobody will speak. Nobody will speak. Nobody, where the 22 minutes? So many minutes. I know that my child is not the most likely to end up in jail or to end up dead at the hands of a cop. No child. But that's not good enough. You know, that's not good enough. I'm so curious what you guys think, what you all think when you hear people stand here and ask these questions. Do your jobs.
Jeremy Tramer, followed by Michael Williams and John Avalos.
So I think it's interesting that Carlos is so embarrassed about sitting up there with the rest of you that he can't even look at people who speak. He can't make eye contact even when he's explicitly called out. Although he is looking at me now, what's the difference between me and the other person who asked for eye contact? Is it that I'm a white man? I don't know. Could be. Because I seem to be getting it. Carlos, just quit. Just quit. Be a hero. Seriously, like, what are you doing? You know you're on the wrong side of history. We can all tell you're embarrassed. Just quit. And, you know, I'm wondering what's up with these cameras. Usually both of them are facing the audience. There's the cop with the camcorder is not recording right now, but usually there's at least one camcorder. So I guess the question is, do these cameras not work? Why is there someone with the camcorder? Is it an intimidation tactic? When you have 4 cameras up on post outside of the office when we're there about Jackie Lacey, why is there also an officer with the camcorder?
Stop the clock. Will you explain why you're here instead of, you guys explain why you're here instead of, you know.
I will, Mr. President. The control room that controls the cameras is not working today.
Like the 22 minutes, it wasn't working then either?
Do you want to hear the answer or not? You don't have to respond anymore. Go ahead. Start the clock.
No, I don't want to listen to this shit.
Okay, next speaker.
Michael Williams, please.
Mr. Williams?
Hey, you get your rocks out, girl. That's not so wrong. There you go. Power struggle, motherfucker.
Start the clock, please.
I knew. Can't wait till the dollar fell.
I was in here when.
Can't hear you.
I was in here when you announced the atrocious decision to not even try to investigate what happened to Waukesha Wilson. It doesn't even make sense, your logic around what happened to Waukesha Wilson. And today I can't even think right because it's been hard for me to be in this room since that day. You don't know sadness until you've seen someone who their family member was taken away from them in the most unexpected way possible. My grandmother lost her daughter years ago, and she always tells me that she thinks about her every day. And my aunt died to a car accident, let alone a mysterious happening within a jail. And when they ask for justice continuously, they get disrespect, they get no answers, and just more cover up and more lies. I don't like being here because this place is evil. And you all are doing Satan's work.
Yes. Wow.
And one day you'll be held accountable.
John Avalos, final card on this item.
Okay.
I'm here.
Okay. We'll let you speak. Do you want to let her speak first?
Can I just briefly,
No, you won't. No.
Sure, she can talk.
Let her speak.
She can talk. That's what I say. That's what I offered her. Come.
At 8:45, March 27, 2016, Waukesha was talking to her mother, Lisa Hines. After that, what was she doing? I know you guys don't know because you weren't there. So on that report, you still refuse to tell the truth because the report is false. So the guy that, Cynthia, I'm sick of you just.
Tell her.
I'm sick of that.
Tell her.
Today is not the day to, act ugly.
That part.
Like last time you did when I was here. So, I know y'all can't tell the story because you cover up for each other.
Right.
But today is my birthday. You guys killed her on my birthday. Not saying any other day would be okay, but especially today. Especially today. And Waukesha is in, her spirit is in here.
Come on.
Her spirit is in here. And you know what? She's gonna haunt. Oh, where's Beck at? Oh, he chose not to be here today, huh?
Right.
And Johnson. That's so big of them. That is so big of them. So big of them. They didn't need to be here anyway, because, hey, I might be arrested, who knows? Looking at Beck and, what's her name? But all you still accountable, because all you guys in the pack. But I wonder, you know, that day I was in church. And I haven't been back to church since that day. Because now I'm questioning God. That's where my faith is now. But I know one thing, even though my faith has wavered, I know he's still going to look after my family and get every last one of you guys who played a part in it.
Hell yeah.
That's what my God is going to do. I am Waukesha Wilson today. I am Waukesha Wilson. 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 I am Waukesha Wilson.
I am Waukesha Wilson. I am Waukesha Wilson.
I am Waukesha Wilson.
I am Waukesha Wilson.
I am Waukesha Wilson. I am Waukesha Wilson. We are 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 Waukesha Wilson. Even the babies, they know. They know what happened. They know. They even know not to trust you guys. They even know not to call 911. Because a lot of people have called 911, just like who, J.R. Thomas?
That's right.
And they came in and killed him. So you can't even be trusted. Back in the day, we used to say, anything happen, call 911.
Right.
Not today.
Not today.
Don't call 911. Because what they gonna come in? They not gonna ask any questions. They just gonna come in blazing.
Might kill the child.
They don't give a shit.
Yeah. They came in blazing on one case. They hit the son of Shiro. That girl, can't think of her name. That she said they was coming after her in the car when they pulled her over. Yeah. They even hit her son where he had to go to the hospital. Just came shooting. I think he was in the closet or somewhere, and still just came shooting. Just like this other incident, this boy in his own backyard. This stuff is still happening. It's still happening. And y'all don't care. I don't care if it's in another state, another city. You guys still, all of you guys, are responsible. Because you all in a clique together.
All right.
Yep. And Waukesha, what was she doing? What were y'all doing to her? What was happening? I think back on this day and ask myself, what was I doing? I'm like, oh Lord, I was in church. Oh Lord, after that, where did I go? To the casino. The next day, to the casino. Me and my sister Lisa. The next day, and And still not even knowing that you guys had killed her. Right. We doing all this stuff, which I carry a whole load of guilt because of what I was doing, out having fun, and my niece was being killed. While praising God, my niece was being killed. So that's why my faith has wavered. How can that go together? On my birthday, here it is, I used to call Resurrection Sunday, and I'm praising God. That day, that happened to be my birthday, that happened to be Resurrection Sunday, and you guys killed her. I want to look at each one of you in your eyes to let you know that she did not kill herself. Yeah. Some information is coming out soon. You got a leak in your department. Like what else? I thought it was going to happen when Beck leave in June. But now I got to pick my faith back up and ask God to forgive me because it didn't happen sooner than I expected. And y'all ass is going to be in deep trouble. Y'all don't even know what's ahead of y'all because you don't see that far. Now, I'm not going to cuss you guys out. I'm not going to do all that. But I'm just letting you guys know God gonna get each and every last one of you. Cynthia, I think he done started with you. And then I believe it's gonna be you next. No, it's gonna be you next. It's gonna be you next. Because you know we were sitting in here and you flicked us off. God saw that. And you sitting in here and you supposed to be in charge and you flicking the families off? Right. You proud of that? That's something I never forget that you did. I can stand up here and act a fool, use foul language and do all that. I have a reason. Right. And I don't go out, just to let you know, I don't go out in the street just cussing and hey, before you took Waukesha's life, I was a calm person, a cool, calm person. But now, y'all just got me on fire. I just like take off on any black, blue, brown uniform I see. One came to my house in Moreno Valley, came to my daughter's house. He all rough and telling me to shut up. I'm like, shut up. No, you need to shut up. I'm not scared of any one of y'all. Any police officer come to me, I know my rights. I'm not going to stand up there and let them talk to me any kind of way. He literally told me, you shut up. That's how you guys act. That's what you guys did to Waukesha. And she wouldn't sit on that bunk. So when you being defiant, what happened? Because when I was being defiant, it was too many people out there, so they set me in a police car. So what did they do with Waukesha? Right. Right. So I was being defiant. I wouldn't shut up. They put me in the back of the police car. So Waukesha was being defiant. She wouldn't sit on the bunk. What did y'all do to her? What do y'all do when people have their hands up, being obedient, doing what they supposed to do? Stop, and then you shoot them in the back. Right. Then the boy in his own backyard have a cell phone, y'all say it's a gun, and shooting. Yeah, I say yeah, I'm talking because I'm talking about everybody, all of y'all. In the next state, the state over here, state down there, everywhere. Y'all all together. Now I'll be back. Charlie Beck not here, I had a present for him, his retirement present. But he's not here, so I can't give it to him. And he knew I was going to give it to him today. How y'all feel today? When you woke up, you feel you kiss your kids goodbye, your wife, your husband, whoever. How y'all feel? Because you know today, when you came here, you know we were coming. You know we're going to speak on Waukesha. Y'all heart pumping, blood running through y'all veins. What about Waukesha? How y'all feel knowing that she was in y'all custody and what happened? That report doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. Because you guys gonna get the shock of your life. Chief Beck lied and said there was no altercation. And we know for a fact that there was. Right. And he said that like, I'm 100% sure there was no altercation. Well, how is he so sure? How is he so sure? He wasn't there, but how is he so sure? Her spirit is circling around in here. It's circling around in here. And you know, before the day is over, she's going to touch each and every last one of you guys in some type of way. So be looking for that, and then after it happened, you say, "Oh my God, Waukesha." And we all in here today, we standing for Waukesha. We are Waukesha Wilson. 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 Say our name.
Waukesha Wilson.
Say our name.
Waukesha Wilson.
Say our name.
Waukesha Wilson.
If it happened in jail,
it's not suicide.
if it happened in jail,
It's not suicide.
if it happens in jail,
It's not suicide.
if it happens in jail,
It's murder.
if it happens in jail,
It's not suicide.
if it happens in jail,
It's not suicide.
y'all understand that? You don't? Cynthia? Did you do that? I'm catching your every move because every time I say something, you got. Is it too tight?
Do that.
Your wig too tight?
So, a
What?
couple things.
Huh?
Can I speak?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Wait, first of all, you never did answer my question. Answer this question. What was the purpose of you meeting Lisa? What, 2 times? What was the purpose of that? To what? Console her? To, give her your sympathy?
So I just have a couple things to say. And I'm sorry if my body movements are interpreted as disrespect because I don't mean that. A couple things. First, I do want to express my deepest and sincerest continued condolences for your loss. I have to admit, I didn't know that today was the anniversary. I wasn't. No, I'm sorry. I didn't know that. So thank you for being here and for continuing to stand up for your niece.
Thank you for being here. What the hell is that?
Don't celebrate her birthday no more because of that. Do y'all know that? Do y'all know we had to celebrate her birthday 3-4 days ago? Because she just can't celebrate it no more?
Can I-
Y'all know y'all fucked her up because of that?
I also know that there is absolutely nothing that you're going to hear from this dais that's going to make a difference to you.
What would make a difference to me? Hell, if my niece was here.
No, I understand
What
that.
would make a
And
difference to me if you put the right shit on that report? That would make a big difference.
all that I can be responsible for and all that the members of this dais can be responsible for is trying to be as accurate as possible in the report. The 22 minutes that are missing, it just, I don't know what happened, and it just is what it is, and it's part of, being transparent doesn't mean being satisfactory, doesn't always mean being right. Transparency can be that something went terribly wrong, and if there's tape missing, something went wrong.
Right. You're exactly right. That's why they took out the 20 minutes of the video. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm just saying that's, it just is.
Why would you guys?
I don't know why.
It's your responsibility to gather all the facts.
All that we can get.
You're saying that
you understand that we don't have custody of the tape. You understand. You understand that we have asked for it and been told that it's not available. So if you have additional information, then please bring it forward.
If you guys can't do anything but sit, what the hell we come here for? If you guys can't do anything, well, okay, the 20 minutes missing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why was you meeting with Lisa?
Hold on, who we gotta go to get the shit?
I'm not going to talk about my meetings or conversations with her.
I just want to know because I told Lisa, did she tell you anything? Did she say about the videotape? Is she releasing the videotape? So what was the point of that? Just to
at this point,
she needed to have lunch with you. We were looking for answers when you wanted to meet with Lisa, when you did those couple of times.
And I told her as much as I could at that time. And the report says all we have.
Bullshit because you wanted to meet with Lisa by herself and tell her things.
The report says everything that we know. That's all we have. We got nothing else.
What happened to the 20? Well, why
I don't know.
Why you guys haven't tried to get the video? I mean, you can get it, but 20 minutes is missing, right?
Yes.
So, why is that report written like that? So you don't know all the facts. If 20 minutes are missing, so you don't know all the facts.
Right. So how can you come up with a conclusion if you don't have all the facts? That's what she's talking about.
Because we didn't think the 22 minutes impacted the decision that we made.
What do you mean that's 22 whole fucking minutes?
You know what? Hey, I don't want to go to jail today, but I feel like whooping y'all motherfucking ass right now saying that 20 minutes. Y'all okay with that?
No, we care.
No, you don't care because you wouldn't have got the goddamn video.
It doesn't, we can't get it.
20 minutes missing.
Yes.
You guys know that.
Yes. The report says that.
And so you just let it be. You're not supposed to.
All we can do is make decisions based on what we have.
Based on 20 minutes, you
We
guys
don't
should
have it.
Something is wrong. Something is wrong here. 20 minutes missing?
So you have your...
What the
fuck?
I don't know what you want us to do
I'd like to ask
today.
that you continue with the commissioner offline. Maybe you can make an appointment and chat with
I'm
her.
making a bill appointment. After that, no, you should have fixed it the first time. Right.
Okay.
You should have fixed it the first time. What the fuck?
That's 30 minutes.
Why the hell y'all not? Why did we see now? The world knows. that report ain't nothing but a damn lie. Right. Because you, out your own mouth, know 20 minutes of the damn video is missing. But you come to the conclusion that she did it, and you know 20 minutes missing? That don't make no sense.
I told
So
you.
you just go, y'all got together and said, we're gonna say, she did it. And knowing 20 minutes missing?
No, we determined that the missing tape did not impact our decision.
As a black woman, the only sister up there, you're gonna be the only one keep arguing with this sister.
I'm not arguing, I'm just,
What the fuck is wrong with you?
when we respond, you're angry. When we don't,
This is your last warning.
I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, so would you, gentlemen, would you please escort this lady out?
No, she don't need to go.
Yeah.
She don't need to go.
Go ahead.
Stay here, Jasmine. Don't leave, Jasmine.
Okay, let's have the next speaker, please.
The next speaker, please, John Avalos.
Y'all full of bullshit.
I'm gonna be here.
20 minutes missing? No, I'm not, because that, you know, got me heated up now.
And I do that.
I said I was, you know.
Get back from her.
Back.
Get back from her. 20 minutes. Miss Sheila, can you sit down, please? So they
That 20 minutes. Sit down, Jasmine.
No, they tell me to go, but you sit down because.
Why she got to go? Why?
Can y'all stand up in between her and
Why?
the police? Because the police can kill her niece, y'all. Damn. The fuck?
Thank you.
Real activists.
Next speaker, please.
Two additional speakers.
I'm a member of Black Lives Matter.
There are no additional speakers. There's one more speaker.
One more? We have John Avalos, the last speaker.
I'm not done.
Do you want to let Mr. Avalos speak?
This is March 27th, her second. This is second year of her death. Why you leave?
We're going to recess.
Really? It's the family.
Don't recess. We got time to go back.
Can you tell me, just a second, please, Abdullah? Second. Would you like to go back to the microphone and I'll give you 2 more minutes to finish up? No, you wouldn't like to go back to the microphone and have 2 minutes to freshen up? I can't hear you. I can't hear you because too many people are
I'm
talking.
gonna come back. Get your hearing aid on. I'm gonna come back, but it ain't gonna be 2 minutes. Go and have your recess.
Okay. Next speaker.
Keep going from the mics.
John Avalos, please. No, you're waiting.
Yeah, I'll give you 2 minutes. Go ahead.
Take as much time.
Damn well once.
Take as much time.
Yeah, did you
What are
know?
you doing today? Nothing.
Okay, Mr. Brown, I'd like him to leave the meeting, please.
Don't touch me. Sit down. Don't touch me.
Goddamn meeting. Ain't nobody want to be here. You don't get that. That nobody wants to be here.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
Right.
Nobody wants to be here.
You can leave the meeting.
Nobody wants to be here. You keep killing our people, and that's why we have to come here every goddamn week.
Time to go. Okay, let's go.
Mr. President, would you please take a recess, Mr. President?
We're going to take a recess. In fact, we're going to go into closed session. We'll go into closed session now. Okay, you guys ready to rock? Yes, sir.
The Board of Police Commissioners has concluded its work in closed session. We are back in open session. The Executive Director will report out.
Mr. President, for the report out for item 2A1, in custody death 022-17, as to tactics, no findings. As to non-lethal use of force, in policy, no further action. As to item 2A2, it's continued to a future date. That concludes the report out.
Is there a motion to adjourn, sir?
Didn't we have a findings on tactics on one officer?
We did. Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
I'll correct the record on the case 022-17 as to tactics, a tactical debrief finding on 1 police officer, 2.
Okay, is there a motion to adjourn, Mr. President?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Hi, I'm Jen Mahoney in Studio City. You're watching LA City View Channel 35, where you can get the best in culture and arts. It's our city, it's our channel.
Hey, just go!